The rock-hewn churches of lalibela general presentation, site arrangement. Lalibela is a monastic medieval settlement, usually identified as a museum of rock-hewn churches. The churches are located in the center of the town surrounded by villagers. From the previous discussion, it is also indicated that the churches have been the basis for the beginning of settlement pattern and development of the town Roja. Historical and traditional sources show that the construction of churches preceded the establishment of the town. The well-known rock-hewn churches of Lalibela are 11 in number. According to their location, they are divided into three groups separated by the seasonal River Jordan. The first group comprises 6 churches located north of the Jordan, while the second group comprises 4 churches situated south of the Jordan River. Beit Georgius is located in isolation on a sloping rock terrace southwest of both the first and the second group of churches. Useful for many religious and social activities such as for preaching, mourning, funeral ceremony, and reception of honorable guests accompanied by special priests, dancing. General religious issues and announcements are also addressed to the congregation of the faithful in the same place. One of the most notable traditional schools in Lalibela, the Kenebet, is also located near the first group, exactly on the top of the eastern courtyard of Beit Medane Alem. From the first group of churches, Beit Mariam and Beit Medane Alem are strictly monolithic, while others are semi-monolithic. From the whole of the complex, Beit Medane Alem, Beit Mariam and Beit Golgotha are well known and distinguished mainly by their own unique features. Beit Medhan Alem by its huge size and large number of pillars, both inside and outside. Beit Mariam by its exterior porches and mural paintings, decorations. And Beit Golgotha by its bas-relief figures, several altars, and the presence of the tomb of King Lalibela. From the first group of churches, Beit Denegel is the least impressive and Beit Meskel is the smallest. The first group of churches is usually privileged by significant figures of church authorities. For instance, the head of Lalibela churches, the Memhir, usually attends the Mass in Beit Mariam. Emperor Lalibela himself was supposed to have offered prayers in Beit Mariam. The second group of churches. This group of Lalibela churches comprises Beit Gabriel, Beit Emmanuel, Beit Mercurios, and Beit Abba Libanos. The second group, situated south of the Jordan River, is separated from a rock plateau in the north, east, and south by a broad artificial outer trench, which is about 11 meters deep. A cone-shaped hill, illoquially called Bethlehem, occupies the center of this group surrounded by a partially exposed trench. Unlike the first complex, this group is less compacted and found at a farther distance from the villagers in the main road of the town. The only village, Sefer, that borders this group is Geterji in the western side, but the impact is not strong. The monastic-like village inhabited by about 12 monks and nuns is found in the northeastern side of this group near Bet Emmanuel. To the west of this group, exactly in front of the outer trench of Bet Emmanuel. One of the known traditional schools, Degwa Bet, is located. The oldest Aksumite architectural style is more imitated or reflected in the second group of churches than in the first complex. For example, Beit Emmanuel, with its projecting and recessed walls, is typically Aksumite in style. The monumental facades of Beit Gabriel and Beit Abba Libanos have also some features identical to the Aksumite style of architecture. From this group, only Beit Emmanuel is purely monolithic. Certain things are still mysterious and hidden concerning this group of churches. For instance, the original entrance of Beit Gabriel is still unknown. Presently, the access to the church is through long bridge crossing the main trench. From this complex, only Beit Emmanuel and Beit Abba Libanos are believed to have been heaven originally as churches, while the initial purpose of Beit Gabriel and Beit Mercurios still remains unknown. In the third group, there is only one isolated church, in Beit Georgius, which is going to be describing later. Architecture and mode of construction. According to information obtained from various sources, there seems to be a general consensus on the origin of the architecture of the medieval rock churches of Ethiopia. Ilu, 2003. Accordingly, the architecture of Lalibela churches is said to have been influenced by the Aksumite architecture and the early Christian basilica. The Aksumite architecture involves ancient palaces of wood and stone construction and the monolithic stele. In addition to the indigenous style of architecture, Some of the lalibela churches have also retained the foreign basilica plan from Aksumite buildings. With many modifications, though, this new foreign style was assumed to come from Syria, most probably by the Nine Saints, who commenced a new era in the cultural development of the country. The Church of Debre Damo is the oldest existing example of Christian architecture in Ethiopia that shows traces of this basilica. Plan influence, Beit Mariam, Beit Emmanuel, and Beit Abba Libanos are good examples from the churches of Lalibela that possess certain features of basilica plan. However, it should be noted that the indigenous Aksumite architectural style is more dominantly reflected in the churches of Lalibela than the basilica plan. There seems to have other unique styles of lalibela churches, which might not have been imitated either from the Aksumite buildings or from the Syrian basilica. For instance, the cruciform plan of Bete Georgis is different from all other monuments of the Christian world. This cruciform plan has a form of the manbar, liturgical furniture, which usually served as a resting place of the Tabet cruciform plan. Manbars are said to have been very common within the Zagwe sphere of influence, and which are now also accessible for visitors in some churches of Lalibela, like Beit Meskel. Like the origins of architecture, there seems to have also a general agreement on the mode of construction of Lalibela churches. First, it is very clear that the churches of Lalibela were carved with all their architectural elements out of the living solid rock without joining any piece of stone together. The initial plan seems from ground level downwards. The work was apparently started at the top and continued to the bottom, the base of the aberge. It is believed that during construction, a large area was marked out first, and then wide trenches were excavated on all sides, isolating in the center a huge block of rock. Next, this rock was shaped and carved internally as well as externally. Then, the church WVOAs decorated with columns, walls, paintings, bas-relief figures, variety of widow shapes, and other architectural elements. Finally, the whole is completed with many trenches, tunnels, caves, and tombs, creating a labyrinth impression. This makes the Lalibela churches among the architectural wonders of the Christian world.